Hey everybody, welcome to Norwich Youth Lacrosse's Fall Winter Kickoff presentation. Uh, I thought about doing this in just a giant email that probably nobody would actually read the entire thing, and I figured maybe a 5-minute, 10-minute video might get all the information out there and people will be willing to watch it. So, with that said, welcome and let's get started with the Fall Winter program. So, coaching staff, we'll have quite a few coaches there, but the main coaches that will be there most of the time are going to be Coach JP, that's myself. We have Coach Brown, and we have Coach Jen. We do have other coaches like Coach Chester, Coach Keith, Coach Darrell, and a number of other people who will be helping out throughout this program, which I'm pretty excited about. So that way, because last year I had a couple dads who did help out, a couple other coaches. For the most part, though, every week I had to be there, and it was a lot going through the entire winter. With that said, volunteering. I know, let me get the logistic stuff out of the way, the housekeeping stuff out of here, but volunteering, we're always looking for volunteers. If you're not from Norwich, well, help out your other program that you're coming from, right? Colchester, Montville, we have kids coming from all different programs all around the area. So please help out. We all need the help. You know, it definitely goes a long way, and your kids see it too. It's fun. So if you do decide to volunteer, if you would probably need to get a U.S. Lacrosse membership, with that membership does require a background check. So if after you get your membership itself, this is just a screenshot of where you would go in there to go and set up and fill out your background check. So moving right along. Board meetings for those that are in Norwich, we do have our meetings every first Wednesday of the month. We have been doing them bi-weekly, but we're probably going to shift back to just monthly. We'll see how that goes going into the winter. We do have a couple open positions: secretary, equipment manager, field painting coordinator, and boys and girls game coordinator. As far as communications go for this program that we're in right now, this fall winter program, most of the information is going to go through either our Facebook page. So make sure you like our Facebook page. You can share our Facebook page. We've been posting a lot, kind of tailored off a little bit for this summer here, but we plan on picking that right back up again. Make sure if you have pictures too, post them to the Facebook page. And of course, we have a group to go along with it because we have the business side of it, I guess you would say, and then we have a special group where you get actual notifications when we do post things to that group. And you can also follow us, which is a little bit more new, but we have our Norwich _Lax on Instagram. Any emails that will be sent will most likely be sent directly. They will be sent directly from Norwich's website. If there's any cancellations or anything like that, the only time I expect anything to be canceled, we'll cover this a little bit, but I might as well say it again now, is in the case of extreme weather. If it's a light rain, we will probably still practice, but if it is a monsoon outside, then we will probably cancel practice. We are not making up any practices. This is going all the way through from now until April, so which you'll see again in another slide. And schedules, well, the schedules will be up, but it's pretty self-explanatory on how this is going to be set up and go every Friday night. All right, other communications that we do have that I've been trying to utilize because, well, your phone is in your hand most of the time. We use the Remind app. And I've been trying to utilize that as just being able to send out a quick message to everybody, blast everybody real quick without having to log into my account for Norwich and send things out that way. But if you want to, here is the actual link. If you search for Norwich Lax, if you have the Remind app and you search for Norwich Lax, you should find our group and we can invite you in, or just join at Norwich Lax. You can ask questions there and probably get an answer much quicker. Squad Locker, we have our swag store, right? It's up all year round, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Squad Locker store, we have this available. So if you are in the Norwich area and you want to buy some shirts, go for it. Also, we are going to be doing our fundraiser again. Last year we did a fundraiser with these sweatshirts here with the skull with the roses, Rose City, right? Three Rivers, kind of Rose City. We're trying to not change the name, but we're trying to like put a little spin on it for Norwich. And so we are going to be doing another one, probably a different design this year. We're going to see if we can come up with something cool, something that doesn't have a skull on it, probably. So we'll see. All right, moving right along. If you know anybody who would like to do this program and just might not have the money to be able to do it, we do offer financial assistance. We do have a form, a Google form that we'd like you to fill out first. In addition to that, this is for everybody, not just for kids from Norwich. This is a great program that somebody brought to my attention. Actually, it was our fundraising coordinator. She brought it to our attention last year. I thought it was great. Every kid sports. It allows you to apply and get financial assistance for not just lacrosse, but for football, soccer, anything. It's anything you need for lacrosse purposes. So check out this website. I'll give a second, grab a screenshot, or just try to memorize it real quick. But it's a really cool site to be able to get some money back for helping the youth get into sports. Yeah, it can help with up to 150 bucks 4 times a year. That's pretty cool. Equipment loan. We do have equipment that can be used for the program. You can see in the background that faded shot there. That's all brand new gear that I was able to. I filled out the. I got what the heck was it? A grant from U.S. Lacrosse, and they sent us 10 new boys, 10 new girls equipment. So we have all brand new stuff that we can use. We had a couple kids start using it last year, which is awesome. But again, we have a lot of gear. So if there's anybody out there that does not have the gear but wants to try it, come try, play. A lot of this gear is more for the younger side, but we do have gear that will fit older kids as well. So we do have that loaner equipment. It does require another form, and we do require a deposit for that as well. There is limited equipment available, and this is, of course, on a first come, first serve basis. The only things that are not included in this are mouth guards, protective cups, water bottles, which are required, especially for the boy side. We do require those for everything, mouth guards and water bottles for girls as well. All loaner equipment, well, that's old. This was from summer, but after the program's over in April, we will send out an email to please return all the equipment. We'll set up a date where you can come and drop all the equipment off. The I can't even talk right now. The required equipment that everybody needs, you can see here the boys' side. You need to have gloves, chest protector stick, cup, mouth guard, elbow pads, and helmet. The chest protector needs to be a newer version of a chest protector. It has to be the ND200 certified chest protector. If you do not have one, we do have some that we did get from that grant. So please reach out to us and we can at least loan you one until you get your own. But make sure you have that. On the girl side, stick, mouth guard, and goggles. And cleats, please. Cleats are definitely something I would recommend on the field. If you do not have cleats, sneakers are okay, but I absolutely recommend so that we don't have anybody slipping and falling and hurting themselves out on the grass or on the turf when we get indoor. That's something else that I've heard over the years is try not to do a red or a white mouth guard because a ref might see it and stop the game because he thinks it's blood or you just don't have one in if it's white. So I usually tell my kids, my son has a purple one and a yellow one just so they have different colors. And a water bottle, like I said, it's part of your gear, right? You should always be bringing a water bottle everywhere you go when you're playing sports. If you do need gear, you can get that gear. We're going to do it this Saturday, September 3rd, between 10 and 11 a.m. And that can be found if you follow this address, 54 Western Avenue in Norwich. That is where our storage unit is. That's where we keep all of our gear. And you can come meet us there between that hour there. If that hour does not work, please reach out to me. My email is at the very end of this. I will post it up here again. You'll also see the email that this link goes out to for this video. But that's when we are going to do it. So make a date if you want to return stuff that you forgot to return, as well as if you are looking to borrow some gear. This Saturday, September 3rd, between 10 and 11 a.m. is when we're going to be handing all this gear out. All right, the big question, when are we starting? So September 9th is when we are going to start. That is Friday, September 9th. We are at Owlet Park in Norwich. I think everybody should know where that is. That's where we pretty much have all of our home games. It used to be at Teachers Memorial Middle School, but that's not where we've been playing as the last 2 years. We've been trying to do all of our home games at Owlet Park. Practice will be from 5:30 to 7-ish. depending or until dark, right? We'll try to do it, and as obviously this is from September through October. As we get later into October, that time might get shifted to closer to 6:30, depending on time. Um, there is, like I said, weather permitting, so we're gonna try to have every practice. If it's light rain, great. If it ends up being a monsoon or a thunderstorm or whatever else, then we might have to cancel that practice. There is no makeup because those are the only dates we have available. And then again, when we get to indoor, which will start November 4th, the first Friday in November, we shift and we go to indoor. That's when we go to Wide World. I hope everybody knows where Wide World is down in Montville. That is the indoor place. If you need directions to that, I forgot to put the address on here on this slide, but Wide World of Indoor Sports in Montville is where we will be. And that runs from 6 to 7. It's an hour long, all through the winter. And the only reason why it's an hour is because that place is astronomically expensive to rent. But I figured at least something is better than nothing for our kids, right? For all the kids, I want everybody to have fun and keep their skills up throughout the winter so they're ready for the spring season. One thing about the practices, please try and arrive 15 minutes early so that way the players, the boys, they have all that gear. Girls, pretty quick, goggles, right? Mouth guard, stick, you're ready to go. You're ready to rock and roll. But for the boys side, I've got a couple chatty Cathys that I like to. They like to sit there and talk for 20 minutes before they even put their gear on. So if you can get there a few minutes early and allow them time, especially when we get to indoor, because we only have an hour, so we want to be able to get there on time, start right at 6, and then we have right up until 7 o'clock, and we're gonna go on, and then we're gonna get kicked off right at 7 o'clock by usually I think there's another soccer team that comes on there right after us. If you're unfamiliar with, I threw this up there at the last second, but if you're unfamiliar with where at Raymond Ouellette Park is, it is, well, it's right off Old Canterbury Turnpike, but there's a couple fields there. The field we'll be using is the main soccer field between the two softball fields, as you can see here with the green box. So if you keep driving down Park Lane, there's a mini field that some of the younger kids might have gone to before, but we're all going to stay up at the top. All right, practices. Like I said, we're going to be outside. Everyone will be practicing at the same time. There's plenty of room for September and October. We're all going to be there. So it's going to be ages 2nd grade all the way through 8th grade that are going to be there. We're going to space everybody out. It's going to be organized. Might be a little chaotic the first day, but we'll figure it out. And we're going to run some basic drills, and we're going to try to get more advanced as we go all the way through until we end at the end in April. Inside from November to April, because the lack of space and how many kids we have registered right now, we're going to, and this was a plan from the beginning, is we're going to rotate weeks. I'm trying to figure that out right now on how we're going to rotate these groups around, depending on how many I have finally registered. This is the last week people can register. There's probably going to be a couple stragglers that register after the fact, but I want to make sure I have a good number before I solidify this. We still have 2 months before we get to this, so we still have a little bit of time to really nail this down. But what's going to happen is, let's say I have the younger girls playing, and I have a lot of younger girls. They might have to have their own their own session, right? Depending on how this goes. So they're going to get week 1, and then week 2 will be all the older girls, which I have a whole bunch of them, and then week 3 might be the boys. So we'll figure that out. We're going to rotate that around, and I will let everybody know how that goes throughout November, December, January, February, March, and April. And last year we ended about April 20th or so, the 3rd week in April, depending on if there's any snow days and stuff like that. So again, like I said, I'm waiting on the final registrations. You'll see more updates on this as far as what groups will be going what day when we get to the inside portion of this program. Just to bring this up, as of today, there are no masks required in Norwich. No share. Please don't share your water bottles. I know people are starting to break that habit. It's fine. If you're okay with it, you're okay with it. I'm not going to stop you from doing it, but just don't share your water bottles if you can avoid it. And then If anybody is showing, coaches or players showing symptoms, just stay home. We don't want to infect everybody and kill the program off before we even get started. And then if anything changes, if things change and they say we have to do certain things, then we have this, we have to reinstate our tracing form, which is really for the coaches to make sure we kind of track who's got what and where. So with that said, we got about a week out. Tomorrow is actually one full week until we're back out on the field again. So get outside, start practicing, do some ground balls, find a wall, do some wall ball. Wall ball is always, I don't know how many coaches I know, they always say, find a wall, do some wall ball. It helps, it really does. Have a pass. Parents, if you have a baseball glove, you don't have an extra lacrosse stick, just grab a baseball glove and have a pass using that with them having a lacrosse stick. And start running, right? Because lacrosse, there is running. We all know that, right? We don't want to be out of breath after about 3 seconds running around on the field. You want to be able to be out there to support your team, right? So if you do have any questions or concerns, please reach out to myself. You can write an email to Nyla President or Nyla Webmaster at these two email addresses here, and we will respond to you as necessary for anything regarding this program. So with that said, thank you everybody for taking the few minutes. What is it? 17. Oh, I went a little fast. I went a little crazy talking, but 17 minutes here. But thank you again, and I will see everybody on September. What did I say? September 9th? See, I'm even forgetting for myself. September 9th, everybody. Have a great night.